Guys, how are you? It's Cameron. It looks like there's snow flurries, which is great because I love snow. Welcome to Drive This. We're going to take this gorgeous 911 SC out for a spin. This car actually is available for sale. It was just traded in. It looks like a blizzard's coming. I don't think it is, but we're still taking her out anyway. These cars are old school, raw, natural engineering beauty, right down to a key that has a flashlight in it. Hello everybody, how are you? It is Cameron with Drive This, and look at this incredible car. We are in, you're gonna laugh. I should know the year, I don't. I saw this thing and I'm like, I am driving it, and I didn't even bother to check to see what year. It's an old school 911 SC, sorry. Ugh. The proper, like, I mean, I'm talking no power assisted anything. Alright, you're probably cracking up at the way I'm doing this. Probably need to work on the setup, but I think it's kind of working. I mean, it is kind of giving I'm making myself laugh. Just wanted to take her for a quick spin. I mean, this is proper classic 911. Like, this is what it was all about. I'm just giddy. I mean, this is great. Look at this car. Like, me, a child of, you know, I was born in the early 70s. Yes, I'm old. Growing up, like, in the early 80s, this was the 911 that kids dreamed about. Like, this was the car. It wasn't crazy fast, right? Really loud and just beautiful. Like, this is what my generation thought of when you thought of as an exotic. I mean, outside of a Lamborghini Countach or, you know, a Ferrari, I don't know, back then a GTO maybe, or the 308 or 328 that you saw in Magnum PI. This was the car. There weren't, you know, 50 different exotic cars out there that you had to look at and compare and figure out which was your favorite. I mean, the 911 is the iconic sports car of the last several decades, and this is that car. I mean, I love it. It's amazing. It's just, it's raw. Everything is everything's manual. I mean, look at this door lock. How cool is that, right? Listen to this thing. It's great. And it still has chutzpah. It still gets up and goes. I mean, it's not crazy fast by any stretch of the imagination, but look, it still goes. I mean, it's an amazing car. It's still a ton of fun to drive. I mean, look at this dash. This is great. Clutch is super hard. I mean, it shifts phenomenally well. The car has 85,196 miles. She is for sale. I'm not sure how much we're asking for her, but I will throw that up there. But I mean, it's just, there's no power anything. It's just so much fun. I mean, listen to this thing. It's great. It's funny. So I'm not wearing driving shoes. I'm wearing my work dress shoes, which in most cars nowadays, that's not an issue, but this harkens back to, you know, that generation and these cars that were probably meant to just be driven. You know, they didn't have all these assistance features and you know, things that held your hand when you drove the car. I need driving shoes. Clutch is super hard. The pedals are actually pretty close together. And oh, that's just the wind. It is very windy out. It was crazy. I don't know where we got some flurries a few minutes ago, but anyway, there's a lot of noise in here. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing a mic like I did just order, by the way, through B&H Photo, the new Rode Bluetooth mic system. So I am looking forward for that to come in the mail and see how that have a blast driving a car because it was just raw, fun, unadulterated power. I mean, this thing is brilliant. I love it. And look how well it drives. I mean, she starts right up, very smooth. It's got long throws, really easy car to drive. Does require a little bit of muscle, both in your left leg for the clutch and also no power steering, but who needs all of that, right? It's just beautiful. And she's got a ton of power. I mean, okay, a ton. Doesn't really have a ton of power, but you know what I mean. For a car of its time, and considering this car is probably right around 18 years or so old, sounds amazing. And it's just great fun to drive. I mean, are you going to buy this car to beat somebody off the line when the traffic light turns green? Absolutely not, but that's not what it's about. You're buying this car because it's iconic, because it's a moment in time, it's history, and it's still gorgeous, and it's recognizable, and it's classic, and it's just a whole lot of fun to drive. I just love this car. It still handles amazingly well. It's just brilliant fun to drive. I mean, I have more fun driving a car like this than I would a lot of the new cars that we have right now, just because it has more character. It feels more like just a raw piece of engineering. I mean, look at the gauges. I want this car. I really do. And it is in impeccable condition on the inside. I just realized that. It's very well taken care of. I really like this car. Woohoo! Still has a ton of life in her. Great car. Brilliant car. I mean, really, look at this. Let's give this a whirl. Oh yeah. And the brakes are phenomenal too. I just realized that. The car this generation. Great gearbox. Surprisingly relatively easy to drive. You obviously have to know how to drive a manual. It was really the three German automakers, BMW, Mercedes, and Porsche, that were putting out just incredible product, but the fit and the finish, the attention to detail, the way things were put together. I mean, that's why this car is so brilliant to drive right now, because it was made so well. So if you have a chance to find something like this car, for example, this very car is now available for sale, and I'll let you know how much it is. We'll throw that up on the screen. This is a car that I would consider buying. Oh my God, did you hear that horn? Okay, if for no other reason, it's because of that horn that you should consider buying this. I'm gonna wait for these cars to move a little bit away, and I just want you to hear this horn. Are you ready? I love it. Oh boy. What a phenomenal car. So it just a little speechless. Usually isn't the case with me, but you really just love this car. So yeah. guys, I hope you enjoyed that ride. A couple things I just want to point out as I did the walk around. I noticed that I just love, okay, children of the 80s, fog lights, right? Fog lights were a thing. The Ferrari Dino had those awesome fog lights. Look at this. Seriously, and this car really is. It's in amazing shape. It's got those classic old school Carrera wheels, but one of my favorite touches is the light in the back. Classic. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit a like if you don't mind, throw some comments out there, and that little bell that notifies you of new videos. I love bringing these to you guys. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, advice, please let me know, and catch you on the next drive. Thank you so much.